Good afternoon, yogis. I'm Teresa. Going to do a little 20-minute yoga flow just to warm up today. Been sitting at a desk all morning typing. Now we just need to stretch it out. To begin today, I'm going to set an intention for myself of listening, learning to listen deeply. We're going to come into a tabletop and we're going to warm our wrist up before we get started. And we're just going to stretch and let the day go thus far and just breathe. And feel ourselves become present on the mat. Go from side to side. Do what feels good here. Take a couple of circles. Feel the weight transferring across your wrist. Notice how that feels. Reverse your circle here. Let's just move it about. Waken the body up. No yoga robots. At any time during this video you feel the need to come into child's pose, put your two toes together, knees as wide as your yoga mat, and just push back into a child's pose. Find your breath and then come back up and return to the practice with us at any point you feel the need to catch your breath. We're going to keep this simple and stretchy and flowy and just make your morning feel good. Now come back into hero pose, curl your toes under, sit down on them, and roll your wrist out. When we stretch our toes out and sit down on them, that gives our feet a little extra love and stretch from all those horrible shoes we wear. Now we're going to come into a tabletop. Your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips, and we're going to breathe. Find our ujjayi breath, and we're going to extend our back, and we're going to do a few cat-cows here. Breathe in, and then exhale, and let it go. Take deep breaths here, and let it go. Allow your breath to allow this to flow you, and listen to your body. And notice how each stretch feels. And you're becoming more present on your mat. One more wherever you are. And let it go. Now we're going to take our left leg, extend it back, just level with your body. Give it a nice little stretch, wiggle your toes. Drop your feet straight down towards a mat. We're going to push backwards and forwards and give it a little extra stretch here. Then we're going to come into tabletop, sunbird. Kick your left leg back up, extend it out with your right arm, and balance here. And find that ujjayi breath in the back of your throat and maintain that breath through the course of your flow. Breathe deep. Come back into tabletop. Extend your right leg back. Gently drop it to the mat. Now we're going to take our torso and extend it back and forward. And do what feels good here. Kick your right leg back up. Extend your left arm out. Now we're going to follow this with 3 deep breaths. Return to tabletop. Now we're going to do a little hip opening work here. Take your hands all the way over to the left side of your yoga mat. We're going to take our right foot, bring it forward. Extend our left foot leg back a little further until it feels comfortable and we feel that stretch. Now here we can come down onto our forearms. You can kick out the onto the right edge of this right foot here. That feels good. And you're going to notice this hip opening up, your right hip. If you've been driving all morning or sitting at a desk typing, this feels wonderful on the body. Take a deep inhale, exhale, and let it go. Notice with each breath is your opportunity to return to this present moment right here, right now. It keeps you from wandering from the past to the future and keeps us focused on what really matters is this very present moment and the self-care and love you're giving yourself. Come up on your hands. Let's reset. Take your foot back to tabletop. You can twist your body from left to right here if that feels good. Take your hands all the way to the right side. Bring your foot all the way up. And we're going to set up for lizard lunge on the left side. Great hip opener here. You're going to feel it. You can stay right here if this feels good. You can roll around. You can come down on your forearms like you did on the other side. You can open up that foot, roll it out on the edge of your left foot, and be present. If you feel something that doesn't feel good, simply pull back out of it. When we find our edge every day, and we find that gentle stretch, and we grow it. So find your edge today, and simply grow that each day you come to the mat. And breathe. Remember, your breath has always got you. Push back up. If you were down on your forearms, take your left foot back. Reset to tabletop. Now we're going to take our left arm all the way to the sky. Give it a big stretch. And we're going to fold it down here and take our left ear to the mat and our right forearm as we breathe deep here. It's all about how we respond to life is what we're always feeling about. It's how we react and respond to things. It's that small space between stimulus and action. Let's take our right hand to the sky and take our hand all the way down and thread the needle. So how are we going to react to life's many challenges? I'm going to take a deep breath. And I'm going to let it go. And I'm going to stay present no matter what that is. Push back up with your left hand. Reset to tabletop. Now we're going to curl under and stretch it out in our first downward dog. Pedal it out. Take one foot to the ground at a time. Notice how it feels. And we breathe deep. Drop your head down in between your arms. Push your torso towards your quads and breathe. Now we're going to take our right leg, extend it up, three-legged dog. Stretch it out deep. Now bend your right knee in. Kick it over to the left side and stack those hips. Big hip opener here. Your gaze can be underneath your left shoulder. And we breathe. Set your right foot down on the ground. Now extend your left leg high to the sky. Three-legged dog. And we breathe. Curl that right knee in. Fold it over to the right side and stack it over that right hip. And your gaze can be under your right shoulder. And we breathe deep. Bring your left foot back down to the mat. Walk it out. Now we're going to take baby steps all the way to the top of the mat to our hands. Keep your feet hip width apart. And we're going to take a forward fold here. This is more about decompressing the spine and letting it go. You can interlace your arms here. Rock from side to side. And we can breathe. Sometimes when I'm having a bad day, I just need to put my head down and let my heart have a reset button. Come back up halfway. Now, drop it back down, fold the knees in, and rise strong to Tadasana, mountain pose. Bring your hands to steeple to the top and bring them down, Andale Mudra, to the heart center. Prayer. Breathe. Tadasana to the side, your hands down to the side, mountain pose. And we focus on our breath. Now we're going to take our left foot back, extend it back at a 45-degree angle. And we're going to set up for Warrior One. Your right leg of the two parallel lines here. If you need to heel toe your leg out a little bit, your right leg, come down into a 90-degree angle here, and then we're going to rise strong. Once you find your warrior, you breathe. Extend your fingertips and stretch them out tall. And we breathe. Now drop your fingers behind your back. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Give yourself a big stretch right here. And let's find something in our lives to be grateful for and let it go. We're going to take our torso down and hover right here at our knee level. If we feel like we could go a little further, we're going to drop it all the way down. And we're going to breathe. Release your fingertips. Come all the way back up. Warrior One. And then we're going to get out of town and let it go. Good job, guys. Hands to the mat. Kick your right leg back. You're in plank here. We're going to have a challenge here. You can come all the way to the mat. Belly flops are welcome. Or you can go as low as you can and as slow as you can to the mat. These are strength builders here and are here to challenge you. Take your feet to the top of the mat and push up to a baby cobra and breathe. Your gaze can be right and left. Take your head back to the mat, and then we're going to extend our knees as wide as the mat and our toes to touch, and we're going to push back into a child's pose, Balasana. Our fingertips are going to extend out forward, and we're going to breathe deep here. Maintain that Ujjayi breath in the back of your throat. One more deep inhale, exhale here. Now we're going to push back up. Curl your toes under and meet me in downward dog and pedal it out. Now let's take baby steps all the way to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Let it go. Come back up halfway. Drop your torso down. Curl your knees in and come up tall and strong. All the way up. Hands to steeple. Pointing mudra. Fingers pointing. Lean to your right. Good job. Come back up. Lean over to your left. Come back up. Release your hands all the way down by your side. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Now we're going to take our right leg back, 45-degree angle on your right foot. Left foot, we're going to bend at a 90-degree angle, and we're going to come up tall. Warrior One. Once you find your warrior, And your drishti out front. Take a deep inhale, exhale, feel that quad lighten up. Drop your fingertips down, interlace your fingertips. Open your chest up to the sky. Find something in your life to have gratitude for today. And let's go down and give it some thanks. You can stop here, or if you want to challenge yourself a little further, drop it all the way to the mat. Be present where you are today and stay focused and allow your yoga to grow. Yoga is always about modifying your life on the mat. Allow your yoga to become oneness with you. Yoga is about a journey of the self, through the self, to the self, for the self to become oneness with self. Release your fingertips. Bring your hands all the way back up strong. Find that warrior side that everybody has inside. And now let's get out of dodge. Let it go. These are your strength builders here. You can always meet me on the mat, but challenge yourself today. Take a deep inhale and come all the way as slow as you can to the mat and breathe strong. You got this. Each day you show up and breathe. Your first thing you're going to notice is your digestive starts feeling better and you start feeling better. And your smiles last a little longer. Kick up, meet me in downward dog, and let's pedal it out. And we breathe. Push your torso down towards your quads. Give it one gentle stretch here. Now let's jump or take one big hop to the front of the mat, forward fold. Come up halfway. Fold back down. Curl your knees in and come up into a chair pose like you're sitting in an imaginary chair, Utkatasana. And we breathe. Now we're going to take our torso and sweep it back and let it go. One more, just like that. You got this. You're good for one more. Power of 3. Let it go. Now come back up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Get out of dodge. Great job, guys. Turn to the side of your yoga mat. Feet are parallel with the ends of your mat. We're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. These feel so great. Come all the way up. Lengthen your spine. And then let it go. You want to fold down through your hip flexors. Once you're there, take a deep breath. If your hands fall right here in the middle, fine. If they on your hips, fine. Be where you are today. Now take your fingertips and walk them over to your left side. Back to center. Now let's take them all the way to the front. Good job. Come back to the center. Come up halfway. Then come up strong. Turn towards the front of your mat. Come back up to the top, mountain pose, Tadasana. We're going to set up for tree pose. You're going to ground down through your left leg. Take your right leg up and let it grow. Notice how your tree feels from one side to the next as you're growing it. Bring your hands down to Namaste, to prayer. And we breathe. Come back down to mountain pose. Now we kick it down into our right leg. Bring your left leg up high. You can kick it here on your kickstand. Be right there. It's all about opening up that hip flexor. You can have it on your shin, or you can bring it all the way up to your quad and come up strong. And breathe. Notice if your tree wobbles or feels like a weeping willow. We're not always a strong oak. And we breathe. Now let's reset. Tadasana. You can give it one big giant hug. Come up strong to the top and forward fold. Let's let it go. Come up halfway. And now we're going to take it all the way to the mat. Vinyasa. All the way to the mat. Baby cobra. Now we're going to come back into a tabletop. Take our knees to the side. Kick our feet out to the side and come on to our sit bones. Take your left leg out long. Take your right foot, gently place it on the other side of your left knee. We're going to come up strong into a seated spinal twist. Take our right hand all the way to the back of our yoga mat. Hook that right knee and your gaze is over your right shoulder. And we breathe deep into this. All of these little extra twists and turns we take love our digestive tract and love our circulatory system and give us the self-care we truly need each day. Bring your gaze back forward. Unfold out of this. Bring your left foot in. Gently place it over your right knee and come up strong. Take your gaze back over your left shoulder. Yoga's not a workout for me, it's a work in. If I get through the end of my day and I haven't found my mat, my day feels less than. I feel less than as a person, and the version of me wasn't the best it could have been that day. So when we show up for ourselves, even if it's for a 10-minute flow, you're going to be the witness for yourself and you're going to see the change in your own life. Bring your gaze back forward. Release. Now we're going to take our back all the way to the mat. You can challenge yourself or you can just get on down there any way you need. Bring your knees all the way into your chest. Big bear hug here. Take your arms out, stadium arms here, cactus arms or stadius arms. Drop your legs down all the way over to the right. You can take your right hand, gently place it above your left knee for a little extra love here and a little extra twist. And your gaze can be over your left shoulder. Take deep breaths here. Know that you have 27,000 chances and opportunities a day to return to the present moment. That's how many times we take a breath each day. Our breath is always our center point to gain clarity, keep us from having anxiety, and to keep us present and focused. Take your right hand, gently lift your knees back into center. Take your hands back out, stadium arm. Drop them down to the left side now. Take your left hand and gently place it above that right knee for a little more stretch. And we breathe. Your gaze can be over your right shoulder. Bring your knees all the way into your chest. Give yourself a big bear hug here. Reset. Take your forehead up to your knees. Now kick your feet out and your arms out. Shavasana. Final resting pose, corpse pose. Take a deep, deep breath, deeper than you've taken all day. Wiggle your toes around from left to right. Find some inner stillness in your feet. Let's feel your legs and touching the mat. Feel your sit bones getting comfortable on the mat. Make sure your palms are facing up to receive your many gifts from showing up today. Feel the air going in and out of your stomach and entering your chest and going down through your stomach. Release the tension in your forehead. Release the wrinkles in your forehead. Close your eyes. Feel your eyes relaxing. Take the tongue off the top of your mouth. Release it. Remember the intent you set for yourself today, even if it was just to feel better or to love yourself more. Each time you come to the mat, you fill your cup and you love yourself and you give yourself self-care that you truly need every and each day. Bring your hands to prayer, to your center, third eye, to your heart center. The light in me honors and respects the light in you. Thank you so much for showing up with me. And I'll be putting out more of these 30-minute yoga flows. Namaste, yogis. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Stay here as long as your day allows. And remember to lead with love and kindness throughout your day.